Today I am going to clean out my Ikea cabinet. I'm also going to be headless, so you're just going to have to live with that part. But I can't get this in frame where you can actually see plants and have myself in frame, so we're just going to have to go with it. I've got my rolly cart with all my plant supplies here. I've got my natural glass cleaner, just some vinegar and water. And then I've got soapy water here. I'm going to pull all of these plants out, clean everything down. I'm going to pull the shelves out. I've ordered some more magnetic shelves, so hopefully those get here by the time I get it cleaned out and ready to put back together. So we'll see how it turns out. It really needs to be rearranged. I've got a lot of propagations in here for selling. Most of the time this is normally my Hoya cabinet, but we've got some extra things in here right now. So those may stay in here. They may get pulled out. I don't know. First up, got to get everything out of here though so we can clean it up. Tim's coming to help. Everything out except for this last shelf that has lights on it. So I'm undecided on what I'm going to do with this. I want to move the shelf to the top, but I don't want all the lights on the top, so I've got to rearrange the lights. But this is glass and I don't want to break it. I've pulled out my acrylic shelves, my acrylic risers, and my magnetic shelves. I'm just going to take these all to the sink and wash them over there. They're pretty yucky, dusty, so they need a deep clean. I clean this cabinet out probably only twice a year, which it needs a lot more than that, but it's a mess. We got a lot of dead Hoya blooms in here, water spots from water, and some dead leaves here or there. That happens, but it's way overdue for a reorganization and clean out. I don't think I've actually reorganized it since I set it up. It's been 2 years, maybe. Yeah, it's been a long while, so definitely needs to be rearranged. Hopefully those shelves get here before I get to actually putting things in, but I've got a lot of cleaning to do. I'm going to clean these shelves up first. That way they're ready to go, and then I'm going to clean all of this, and I'm just going to rake all of that out in the floor. Not too worried about it. Vacuum it up, and that'll be done. Shelves are washed. Now let's tackle this big boy. I'm nervous, but I'm going to have to pull the shelf out. And it's glass, and I don't want to break it. I have the other one still in the cardboard from when I purchased it. So I guess I will always have one shelf if I break it. I hope not. I'll just toss that. That's how we clean around here. Oh, all right, let's just do it. This is on with magnets. I can link all of this stuff for you guys. There we go. Whew. At least the light's not broken. That's good. I'm going to set it back here behind the camera. Okay, let's turn the fan off. That way I can spray stuff in here without making a mess. I am going to spray some alcohol in there first, just in case there's any buggies in here. They will get murdered. Can I say that on YouTube? Surely my channel isn't big enough for anyone to care. Anyways, we don't want bugs in here. I didn't see any on my plants when I pulled them out, but just in case. This is just 70% alcohol I put in a spray bottle. Let's try again. Just wipe it down, and then we'll go in and like properly clean. But this should get rid of any bad boogies that might be there. Get my hands off, and let's just push this cord through. I drilled this myself. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. I almost pulled my shoulder out. Being granted, I'm extra stretchy and that'd be easier than a normal person, but it's not pleasant. It didn't even seal this because I don't have like a super high humidity plants. So I could have just put the cords through the top of the glass panels, but I like to make things as difficult as possible for myself. That's in general how I am. Whether I do it intentionally or not, it seems that I do it subconsciously. Nonetheless. Alright, let's just lift this up and clean under it here. Oh no. Alright, I guess we're taking this out now. That little clip fell off on the corner, so. Oh, Lordy Lord. Oh, please do not break. Let's see if I can just slide it back in there between the two cabinets. Yes, yes. Oh, okay. Now, don't break it in the meantime. Gotta remember how this little clip goes in. Alright, there we go. It was not as, actually dirty as I thought it was. It just needed all the dead bits raked out. Dead blooms. My Hoyas have been blooming like crazy this summer. My cabinet always smells floral, like old vintage perfume. I enjoy the smell. It'd be nice if I could have one blooming all over the house, but it's best they stay in this cabinet where they're safe from all the cats and kids. I need to put some labels on some of them too. I was doing really good when I first set up the cabinet of putting all my plants in semi-hydro, either Lacco or DIY Pond, and putting little labels on them, and then I was like, we're just going to stick with it. I quickly realized that some of the Hoyas really do not like being semi-hydro, so I have a few that are still in soil, some that had to be replaced, and then I left those in soil. And then if I get them as a cutting, I mean, that's pretty easy. Just stick it in some Leca or DIY Pond, whichever I have the most of at the time. Alright, I guess we gotta do the glass now. Just gonna use that vinegar water mixture. At least it's not all glass, like the Mills though. It's like all four sides of glass. I just didn't want to deal with that. I liked the idea of having a metal cabinet that I could just use the little magnets on. This is a big complaint though. These little shelf things are always falling out. If you even just think about touching them, you're like, don't want to be here anymore. It's not going to look perfectly clean because I haven't cleaned the outside in a while either. But at least the inside will be clean whenever I get around to cleaning the outside. Alright, gonna say that's good enough. I gotta make myself stop. Okay, done. No more. I guess I'm ready to start putting stuff back in. I think I'm gonna give it another spray down with alcohol and just let it dry on there just in case there's any buggies in there. I don't want to deal with buggies. So spray it down, let it dry. I'll go take a break. And maybe my new shelves will get here. So I'm going to run out of steam very quickly because I spent an hour and a half talking to, what is she? Not her caseworker, but like in-home care for my daughter. I spent an hour and a half on the phone, so, or not even on the phone, it was a Zoom call, so I am like, oh, I have no more socializing abilities, and socializing drains me to an extreme amount, so I'm just gonna see if I can keep these open. Normally they don't close that well. Maybe they just needed to be clean. Okay, well, I'm just gonna have to leave it open. The kids aren't in here right now, so it should be pretty safe. Let that dry. Allow myself 5 to 10 minutes to rest, and hopefully those new shelves get here. Alright, I cleaned that glass very carefully because I was terrified the entire time I was going to drop it. But it's back in now. I moved it up to the top. I don't think the magnet shelves are going to be delivered anytime soon. The delivery estimate keeps getting moved back, and now it's like between 5 and 8, so I'm not going to wait on that. Otherwise, I won't get my plants in today. So I had 3 lights on top, and one light on the bottom down here. So now I have 2 up here, and I'm going to put the other 2 here. Because I've noticed that some of the Hoyas just don't like a lot of light. And I probably don't even need all of these in here. I could probably be fine with one on top, one on bottom. And if I need them somewhere else around the house, I might do that. But these are the pink lights, which the Hoyas love, but my eyes do not. I prefer the white lights, or when I mix them like in the other cabinet. Pink in the back and then white in the front. But you can see how sun-stressed this Hoya sunrise is. They absolutely love those pink lights. Oh, and this Hoya Walliana, is that how you say that? Walliana? Walliana, that makes more sense. Look at that. Everybody asks me how I get them so red. Literally, they're just under pink lights. I don't do anything extra. They're just the Barina T5s in the pink. But then things like this, my unicorn poop, has no pink at all. This thing has died so many times, and I've brought it back from one little leaf. It's currently in water right now, which looks disgusting, but it's grown all of these leaves. So just leave it be. It's a cool season grower, so I just have to keep it alive until it cools off, and then it should be fine. But yeah, it's pretty still. Let's see, what other very pretty Hoyas do I have? I have a lot of them. Obscura. It's really pretty. And then my variegated Walyetia. This one just recently bloomed. So did the Walliana and the Sunrise. This one. There aren't any currently in bloom. Look at that. Some of these are like maroon. They're so dark. They're pretty. This one, I think all 3 of those are in my DIY pond. Look at that. It's so pretty. Let's see. The Britannier. This one, when I had it out of the cabinet, just had green leaves. But under those pink lights, look at them. They're so pretty. They're starting to get smaller. The closer it gets to the light, they're really pretty. And then you see the ones that were trailing off the shelf or back to the green. They're really pretty with their black margins. I could just sit here and pet them all day. That one's in my DIY pond as well. Let's see, what else do I have? I've got a bunch of stuff over here too on the floor. Oh, this one. To live beside each other that are both supposed to be the Memorias. I don't know. They don't. This one doesn't look like the sigillatus that I've seen around town, but the lady I got it from said it could be a sigillatus. I don't know. I don't think so, but they literally grow right beside each other on the shelf, and one is like super sun-stressed and one just has green leaves. Look at that. Crazy. The only difference is this one is in the DIY pond and this one's in Lecca. But I don't think that would make a difference because all the other super sun-stressed ones are in the DIY pond. This one is. So if you know the difference between these two, why they look so different when they're literally grown in the same conditions right beside each other, let me know. Maybe this one's not a Memoria, or this one's not a Memoria. I don't know. Somebody tell me, please. All right, these are the last 2. Promise, I've got too many. What is this? Lit de Bois, the inner variegated Hoya Bella, and then the Hushgaliana inner variegated. Oh, look at it. This one is a super fast grower. I was really surprised, but yeah, it's grown a lot. I've had this one longer than this one, and this one's given me 2 leaves, and this one has given me 4 leaves. And again, they grow right beside each other on the shelf. Okay, let's start putting lights up like I was supposed to do 10 minutes ago. And then I got distracted by plants. This tends to happen a lot. I just got all of my extra light pieces here. I've got so many things. I'm looking for magnets. This magnet. Yeah, there's some in here. Some hooks and then some of these magnets. Whoop. I can link to these. All this stuff is from Amazon. I buy like everything from Amazon, y'all. I am like, I know it's the devil's website and all that, but I have a problem. If things weren't so easy to get there and like so cheap compared to everything else, I probably wouldn't buy so much there. But like, it's not like I can just pop down to Walmart, which I mean, also not a great place to shop, but you can't just like pop down and buy my Barina T5s or even these little magnet things. Maybe Ace, but I don't think I've seen these in Ace either. I do go to Ace because they sell plants. Let's see. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. There we go. 4 stacks of 3. That's all I have left of those. Oh, that was magnetized to the bottom. No, not you too. Come on. Release. Oh, I need more hands. Or just to be more coordinated, that would probably work too. All right, there we go. Ah, yeah. Okay. No, they're the wrong way. Go. Let's see. So I just fold the cord up to make it the length that I need, and then twist it around so that it's kind of contained there. Take the cord protector, open it up like a finger trap here, and then just get it in. I'm sure people that are, actually coordinated can do this easier and quicker. This is the way to do it. And just kind of coerce it in there. There we go. And then once it's in there, it's easier to manipulate it to be the length that you actually need. Just kind of fold them up in there. Okay, there we go. I'll hang on this shelf as well, because I noticed the bigger plants need more airflow. That ain't gonna work. Alright, I'm gonna have to order some more of those magnets. This will just have to do for now. So there's that. I have 2 of the magnet shells. Oh no. Here's that disaster that you just heard crash. The magnet shelves just fell and crashed on the plants. So hopefully there's not too many broken leaves here. Okay. I think it sounded more violent than it was. I see the little baby carry I knocked out of its pot. This one. The fungi fell over. Alright, it was just Lekka and Pawn that made the big crash sound, so that's good. That's good. Alright, these things are intense when they click on here, so it's gonna be loud. Good thud, good thud. So I'm thinking, like when the other shelves get here, I intend to like stagger these, and then I can also put some up there. Because I have a lot of these little propagations, and if I didn't have to give them like permanently designated space in the cabinet, that would be preferred. And then the shelves also get like these very sun-stressed and happy plants closer. So for now, we're just gonna have these 2, and then I'm gonna just put them up here. Yeah, and then we'll put the propagations in those. Turtles are very well rooted though. I'm gonna move these out of the cabinet because turtles actually don't like that much light. And I don't really want to have to keep them in the cabinet if I don't need to. The pearls love light though. My big pearls are in my succulent cabinet. And I actually have the mother plant up here too, so I'll show you what she looks like now. She doesn't look great. She got neglected when my daughter was in the hospital, but she's coming back. I need to repot her. Look at that. The newest leaves that are coming out are really pretty. She was giving me a lot of just pure pink, which is not great for health and growth. I need some green. So thankfully we're getting some green ones now. There's actually, I think, 3 plants. She's, giving me a bunch of offshoots. So I need to repot and maybe even divide it. I'm going to keep her in here because she needs a bit of help right now. This is the easiest way to root string of pearls. Just to put them in a cup of leca. Look, these have been in here about a week and a half. And they're still growing strong. We got some little roots in here too. Look at that. I discovered that by accident when there's DIY pond that fell into this when all the crashing over there. So I discovered that by accident because I had my string of pearls in here. I had all my strings and they were like hanging down before I had so many Hoyas that they filled it all up. And I had little cups of leca in here for humidity. It grew into it and I had a bunch of turtles growing in my leca cups. Get everything in there. Oh, let's move this. I don't know if y'all can even see me. I forgot to adjust the camera. Here we go. Now you can see. So that's what we've got so far. Just these are the propagations up here in these shelves. So those are sell things. If y'all are in Colorado Springs, you're looking for any of those things, let me know. I sell stuff pretty often. I'm in all the plant groups. Anyway, so let's get, oh, I forgot about the riser shelves. Let me go grab those. These little guys here. I didn't get to putting the labels on them, but I at least have them printed so I can tape them on. I just use printer paper, print the labels, stick them on with pack and tape. I haven't had any issues with those coming off for like 2 years now. So I have some of these that I need to, what is this one? This is the Iris Marie. I need to chop and propagate so that it like fills it out. She's getting a bit tall. Let's put the smaller ones. I know I have the labels, but I don't really pay that much attention to the labels. I know what most of them are. Oh, cats are fighting. The serpents I got it was just 1 node when I got it. Look at all this growth. Oh, Karen. Karen's in my plants. She's investigating. I gotta just leave her until she gets out of there because if I try to mess with her, it will make it worse. She will knock everything over trying to get away from me. Oh, we did lose a leaf from my heirloom carnosa. Oh, this is another one that has been challenging. So I started with 2 clippings of this Aduensis, and one died off. They were both just 1 node each. One died off. It likes to be super wet. Like, I refill this all the time because it dries out. But it does not like it in the slightest. But it's finally growing. I think it doesn't like much light. And I had it on the bottom shelf with the light right up on it. This one, I've been given too much light to. I can tell because it's like neon green. She's given me a lot of growth since she's been here, but she's like neon green. So I need to move this one down to the bottom. I've tried to repot it so that it's actually upright, but it's got so many roots and it doesn't want to grow that way. It just wants to grow out all sideways. So I just put it in the back and it grows towards. But this one needs to be on the bottom. Oh, this is Macrophylla. And it is one that does not like to be grown semi-hydro. So this Dishidia was completely sun-stressed at one point, but I noticed that it wasn't growing when it was that sun-stressed. So I moved it a little further away from the lights. It was on the bottom, like right in the middle at the light. It wasn't giving me new growth until I moved it further away from the light. Like, got little baby leaves, fresh stem. She bloomed for me recently too. This begonia, I've had this for a solid year. It's begonia strigolosa. That's the date I got it, by the way. I think I had 4 leaves. Oops, there. 7, 24, 22. It's been here over a year. Started with 4 leaves. This is what I currently have. There's a lot in there, but it's just barely done anything. And the leaves actually died off before it gave me growth, and I was like so concerned because that was not a cheap begonia. But I've got babies. It seems to like the Hoya cabinet better than the other cabinet that I had it in. Here's some more propagations I have going. These are streptocarpus leaves, they're just like giant African violets. There's a baby in there too. I'm sure they all have babies if I took the time to separate them out and replant them. But they bloom constantly. It's wild the amount that they bloom. I'm just gonna put this one over here because it's not a stay here forever situation. This princess, I have divided this up so many times. And I've sold off probably 2 plants the same size as this one. Because she grows and grows and grows. There's a reason why these are common Hoyas. But I just trellised her. She was hanging down, and they're easier to place in the cabinet when they're trellised. So this guy needs to be repotted. This is the outer variegated macrophylla. All of this is new growth. Since I've had it maybe 2 months. So this one is one that has to stay in soil. This one bloomed for me. It was really pretty bloom. It was way bigger flowers than any of the other ones have given me. But you can see this one was getting too much light too. This is a pachyclada. Pachyclada? Yeah, pachyclada. I'm terrible with names, y'all. Like, even if somebody tells me the name, it's probably gonna mess it up. So we've got some little roots coming off the nodes. I might prop it out next year, fill in my pot. Doesn't have like a massive amount of roots though, so just leave it for now. My queen, I sold off most of this one too. I just prefer smaller plants, so I'm always propagating and selling things off. But anyway, so all of this is new growth, and I didn't know that it was there. You can see we've got a perfect right angle. It grew into the glass shelf and just went all the way across the back of the cabinet. So that's cool. I'm just going to leave it be because it looks cool. I'm very interested to see what it looks like when leaves are coming off of it. She's got a lot of white leaves. Okay, in the cabinet she goes. This linearis has given me some trouble too. It's got root rot so many times. And I just keep clipping and putting it back in. It wants to be watered like all the time. Like, it does not ever want to dry out. It just wants to be hydro all the time. I'm not sending hydro, please. It also doesn't like a lot of light, so this is one that'll go down on the bottom. This Dishidia Million Hearts needs to be chopped and propped too. It's a very quick grower. It blooms for me often too. No current blooms though. I think everybody's just recently dropped their blooms. This one gets some sun stressing, and it gives me a lot of nice white hearts occasionally. Get some tomato. And then this one doesn't do much of anything. The sun stresses nicely when it has new growth, but it does not get new growth very often. And it doesn't have a lot of roots either, so I don't know. This might be one that wants to grow in soil. I've always had it semi-hydro though, so. Rosita that I recently got. It's like a Bertanier, but it has longer leaves. It has that nice black margin too. So this one, I've let the soil dry enough so that I can clean it off and repot it or put it in semi-hydro. Probably going to put it in semi-hydro. The Bertanier seems to enjoy that. But I just picked this one up maybe 2 weeks ago. So I haven't really had time to deal with it yet. So we're just going to stick it in here for now. I've got too many plants in my cabinet. Bring y'all up close so you can get a look. Oh, this is my Stromanthe. I love her very much. That was a $12 Walmart find a few years ago. She does really good for me. I could divide that out too. There's a bunch of plants in there. It also needs to be repotted. This is my Lacunosa. And I've talked it over with one of my Hoya friends, and we believe that this is a mixed pot of different kinds of Lacunosa, because some give me black leaves when they are fresh leaves. They come out like black, and some just come out green. Some are like super like splashy, silvery, and then some have more of the darker variegation. There's, let's see, look at this leaf, fresh leaf. And some are just green. There's a ton of different plants in here. I've repotted it twice and it's a nightmare each time. Fresh dark leaves. I was trying to find a fresh green leaf. That one's pretty fresh. Lots of new growth. She blooms for me frequently. I rotate it around every now and then. We get a lot of sun over here from this ginormous window up there. What we've got so far. If the shelves ever get here tonight, I will probably put them in there after I clean up the floor. Definitely want to do something better down here, because I had an idea in my head that did not come through. And I think I need more risers, because there's got to be a better way to do this. Taller risers. I do have a little plant shelf, like this fern is on, the old plant stand there. I have another one of those. So I could put it in here, but I feel like that would be a waste because I don't have any plants that are that big. But I'm sure I have some more risers around here or something that I could use as a riser. Some upside down flower pots maybe. But I also want to have those 2 hanging pots, so I'll have to get that set up too. But I got to order more magnets before I can do that. My plan now is to clean up all of my mess. I see Winston knocked over the toy bin so he could get all the toys, and then Karen's sitting over there in the corner like, I didn't do it. So if you were wondering, cats are just as messy as kids. They both are always pulling their toys out, leaving them all over the floor for Mom to clean up. Winston's gonna walk away now like, I didn't do it, Mom. You have video evidence, but I did not do it. Oh, this Taneki is going to be another project. I need to repot it, and I'm going to try notching out some of the lower nodes and then eventually take off the yucky leaves. I'm only responsible for the top part. It looked like that when I got it, but this is all new growth. All of the leaves that look nice, those have grown since I've had it. But anyways, I'm going to end it here. If the shelves come before I decide to go to bed, I will pop back on the video and show you what I come up with, but it might be tomorrow. And if I remember, then I'll record it, but I don't want to make any promises. I want to watch the cats play. They're pretty funny. Oh, that's his pickle. That is the favorite cat toy. Everybody loves this pickle. Let's see. This is actually the original pickle. We bought another one. Let's see, he's gonna bite me if I try to take it. Look at this. If you see this toy at PetSmart or Petco or wherever, you need to buy it because now the cats love it. It says I'm a big deal. We have another one around here somewhere, but I'm sure another cat struck it off. Look at that. Oh, Winston, you're showing out. You're being cute. Okay. I gotta turn this off so I can clean up all my mess. I made a lot of mess. Karen made that mess. That mess is mine. And all that mess. Okay. Check back in later. Those shelves came in like within 10 minutes of me turning off the camera. So they are the ones on the bottom. So that made a huge difference. And once I get these two, the sunrise and the million hearts, and hang in pots and can like hang them down in the middle, then I can put some more of these up there and like adjust the heights a little bit. But I like it. It turned out pretty well. I'm thinking about getting like some sticky shelves to put on the sides, but I'm undecided on that. Those 4 shelves really made a big difference in how many plants are in there. It needs to be rearranged, and there's still some that need to be repotted. But it's good for now. I haven't gotten around to vacuuming, but I did at least get my stuff put back where it goes. Except for the stuff on top of the cabinet. But anyways, here's the final on that one.